Today our topic is why Stoicism is the ultimate self-help philosophy. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy, but its lessons are timeless. It teaches us how to live a good life, how to handle challenges, and how to find peace in a world full of chaos. Stoicism is not about being emotionless or cold. It is about understanding what we can control and what we cannot. It is about focusing on our own actions, thoughts, and attitudes, rather than wasting energy on things outside our power. This makes Stoicism one of the most practical and powerful self-help philosophies in history. Let me explain why. First, Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control. Life is full of uncertainty. We cannot control the weather, the actions of other people, or the events that happen around us. But we can control how we respond to these things. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." This is a simple idea, but it is incredibly powerful. When we focus on what we can control, we stop wasting time and energy on things we cannot change. Instead, we take responsibility for our own lives. We become stronger, more resilient, and more confident. For example, imagine you are stuck in traffic. You cannot control the traffic, but you can control how you react to it. You can get angry and frustrated, or you can accept the situation and use the time to relax or think. This small shift in mindset can make a big difference in your day. Stoicism teaches us to accept what we cannot change and focus on what we can. This is a key principle of self-help, taking control of your own life. Second, Stoicism teaches us to accept reality as it is. Many people spend their lives wishing things were different. They wish they had more money, a better job, or an vacation trip. But wishing does not change reality. Stoicism teaches us to accept reality and work with it, rather than fighting against it. This does not mean we should give up or stop trying to improve our lives. It means we should face the truth and deal with it in a practical way. The Stoic philosopher Seneca said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." This means that our fears and worries are often worse than the actual problems we face. When we accept reality, we stop creating unnecessary suffering for ourselves. We stop worrying about things that might never happen. Instead, we focus on solving real problems and making the best of our situation. This is another key principle of self-help, facing reality and taking action. Third, Stoicism teaches us to value inner strength over external things. Many people believe that happiness comes from external things like money, fame, or success. But Stoicism teaches us that true happiness comes from within. It comes from our character, our values, and our ability to handle life's challenges. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This means that our strength and happiness depend on our inner world, not on external circumstances. For example, imagine two people who lose their jobs. One person feels like a failure and becomes depressed. The other person sees it as an opportunity to learn and grow. The difference is not in the situation, but in how they respond to it. Stoicism teaches us to focus on our inner strength and values, rather than relying on external things for happiness. This is a key principle of self-help, building inner strength and resilience. Fourth, Stoicism teaches us to live in the present moment. Many people spend their lives worrying about the future or regretting the past. But the past is gone, and the future is uncertain. The only moment we truly have is the present. Stoicism teaches us to focus on the present moment and make the most of it. The Stoic philosopher Seneca said, "Life is long if you know how to use it." This means that life is not measured by the number of years we live, but by how we use our time. When we live in the present moment, we stop wasting time and start living fully. For example, Imagine you are at work, but you are thinking about a problem at home. You are not fully present at work, and you are not solving the problem at home. You are just wasting time and energy. Stoicism teaches us to focus on the present moment and give our full attention to what we are doing. This is another key principle of self-help, living in the present and making the most of every moment. Fifth, Stoicism teaches us to practice gratitude. Many people focus on what they lack and forget to appreciate what they have. But Stoicism teaches us to be grateful for what we have, no matter how small. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." This means that gratitude is a key to happiness. When we focus on what we have, rather than what we lack, we feel more content and satisfied. For example, imagine you are feeling stressed about your job. But if you take a moment to think about it, you might realize that you are lucky to have a job at all. Many people do not have this opportunity. When we practice gratitude, we shift our focus from problems to blessings. This is another key principle of self-help, appreciating what we have and finding joy in the simple things. Sixth, Stoicism teaches us to be virtuous. Virtue means living with wisdom, courage, justice, and self-discipline. The Stoics believe that virtue is the highest good and the key to a good life. They believe that living a virtuous life is more important than wealth, fame, or success. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This means that we should focus on being good people, rather than just talking about it. For example, imagine you have the opportunity to cheat or lie to get ahead. A Stoic would choose to do the right thing, even if it is harder. This is because virtue is more important than short-term gains. Stoicism teaches us to live with integrity and do what is right, even when it is difficult. This is another key principle of self-help, living with virtue and doing the right thing. Finally, Stoicism teaches us to prepare for challenges. Life is full of ups and downs. We will face difficulties, setbacks, and failures. But Stoicism teaches us to prepare for these challenges and face them with courage. The Stoic philosopher Seneca said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." This means that challenges are not just problems. They are opportunities to grow stronger. When we prepare for challenges, we become more resilient and better able to handle whatever life throws at us. For example, imagine you are facing a difficult situation at work. Instead of avoiding it, you can face it head-on and use it as an opportunity to learn and grow. Stoicism teaches us to embrace challenges and see them as opportunities for growth. This is another key principle of self-help, facing challenges with courage and resilience. In conclusion, Stoicism is the ultimate self-help philosophy because it teaches us how to live a good life. It teaches us to focus on what we can control, accept reality, value inner strength, live in the present, practice gratitude, be virtuous, and prepare for challenges. These principles are simple, but they are incredibly powerful. They can help us find peace, happiness, and strength in a world full of chaos. Stoicism is not just a philosophy, it is a way of life. It is a practical guide to living well, no matter what happens. So, if you are looking for a self-help philosophy that really works, look no further than Stoicism. It has stood the test of time, and it can help you live a better life today.